Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein in the Road to 100, where today we're going to be in the Crown of Sand, obviously, as you can see by all the beautiful sand. And way up there in the sky, look at the sky, guys, not what is in front of you. Anyways, way up there in the sky is the Ridge of Frozen Souls. So we're right below the Ridge of Frozen Souls and Nicola's crypt, so pretty cool. Anyways, so this build is going to be very, very different here with a very, 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 very heavy dark blood code on a very massive S plus willpower here, and then we'll be at SS plus willpower, I guess you could say. And the cool thing is that we're going to be normal mobility, and we'll have two things going here. So whenever we use sturdy body, we go for physical attacks, and whenever we use defensive order, we go for Aurora Flash, and our weapon then becomes simply an ichor generator. And so since we have blood-sucking blades here, we'll be up to a 1.24 on our drain rating on the Onibane, and if we needed more drain to deal with what we're doing and just a little more damage, then we could go for the Devour version. But as it is right now, these enemies are weak to ice, and so we go for ice. And the cool thing is that you can choose the difference or choose between the two here, depending on what your needs are. If you do need more ichor, definitely go for the Devour version, and it will fill up your ichor gauge just enough to make sure you're doing everything accordingly. So as we get into the first area here, obviously we're going to be using our weapon, so we are going to go for physical damage first and foremost. And so we do not use defensive order. Okay. And that was unfortunate there. Okay. Can't get this guy. Good job, Io. And we'll go for it. Oh, okay. Couldn't get the slash there, unfortunately. And so if you look at... Oh, whoops. If you looked at our dark value here, since Sturdy Body is active and running, we are down to 961, so you cannot use your dark value gifts as of right now. So as we get up on ichor here, we will be ready to use defensive order and Aurora Flash. So kind of something to keep in mind, that you have a double use code here in the same code all on its own. So you kind of go for all of the above here to make sure that you have everything active at once. So if you want to see here the Devour version and how it operates, it does just a whoops. Okay, and we're dead. Io, please. Thank you. And the Devour version will keep us up and running here at massive amounts of ichor recovery, which is great. And because we have Io coming along, we have 15% increase into our health, which is very, very, very helpful because we have tons of health at this point. And also, whoops, and also for the reasons of having leak cured, we bring Io along. And so because of Panacea's Essence and Regenerator, two really, really great things that help us here in the Crown of Sand in a really, really big way. So we go for these. And you can see there, the amount of ichor recovery is very, very good overall, considering what we are going for. Okay, so that's kind of the first half here if you are playing with a, you know, just the physical part of the build. And if we go ahead and rest, and then we can play the second half here with Aurora Flash. And remember, our weapon will be a regenerator only weapon. Okay, so go for defensive order, this, and now we have access to cleansing, or not cleansing light, we have access to Aurora Flash, so we can go for folks like this, and we can get some big time damage on him. You can see there that was more than half his health, in one Aurora Flash. So very, very good. And again, we will be using our weapon as a Ichor generator. You can see there we can get several Ichor regens on one attack. So very, very good. Now we need to be careful here. Okay. And Aurora Flash then down. So as you can see, it works out pretty well overall here. We'll use Tormenting Blast to close the distance here. Okay, whoops. Okay, good. And because we have Defensive Order going, we really don't... Oh, Cleansing Light is still active. We really don't take a whole lot of damage overall. Okay. Ouch. Okay, and you can see that we really do recover a lot of Ichor, and we recover we are able to take a huge amount of hits as we go along here, and especially because of Defensive Order, raising our defenses here on this guy to pretty high overall defenses here. Now, if we go for the Fortified, obviously we're at slow, so we don't do that. So we are right at the level of being normal mobility, which is good enough for what we are going for. Now, if we need more Ichor, obviously you can go for Drain Boosters, and you can absolutely tear through these kinds of enemies, which is very, very nice. As you can see there, we just kind of eat these guys. And we will need a little bit of Ichor here to go for what we have. Okay. And you can see that Aurora Flash works very well with this setup when you have the Ichor for it. And because our sword is recovering a bunch of Ichor all at once, we are able to, as you can see there, we got like 10 Ichor. Okay, and even though we don't have the craziest amount of damage overall, this thing is really annoying. Okay, EO, please give me Panacea's Essence. Okay, she probably doesn't have any Ichor. Okay, we will make sure that we have enough Ichor here. Okay, and you can see that these guys, even with Leak going, we still have enough, we still have enough Ichor to do what we need during these encounters. So very nice. Good job, EO. You are doing fantastic. And so as you can see, it's a pretty interesting power build because you have the Ichor you need, while at the same time, if you want to play it two different ways, you can. So you don't want to use Sturdy Body when you're doing gifts, and you don't want to use Defensive Order when you're doing physical. And so because this build and this code can do both at the same time, you can kind of switch and choose which method you want to play with, like immediately during the gameplay, whether or not you're going for physical or gifts. So pretty cool that way that you can switch however you want to play it. Now for the Eva fight, obviously you don't want to go for Defensive Order and Sturdy Body all at the same time. So you kind of have to pick and choose depending on what your circumstances present you right in the moment. And so I think what we'll do to start out, we will go for the physical version with Sturdy Body, and then when that's over, we'll switch to the Aurora Flash version for probably the second half of her life bar, just to make sure that we have, you know, we can kind of play both versions versus the boss fight. So we don't really need to do anything here. We'll just run and ignore these guys. It could be nice to get a backstab here to cancel out that shot there from that fella. And for some reason, Io killed herself, and so we're gonna head back. And she fell down the elevator shaft, I guess. So we'll go pick her up and bring her back with us, just in case you know, we get leaked and we need her Panacea's essence, or it's just nice to have her come along instead of having her kill herself. So either way, but you'll see that versus the successor here, it won't be extremely easy to change between the two different versions of how you want to play, because once you choose one of these gifts to activate, then you will be pretty much locked into that type of gift, or that type of build, and that type of um, actions, and you won't be able to switch at a moment's notice. You'll have to wait the full duration of each of the gifts in order to switch to something else. So keep that in mind. Okay, here we go. Let's try for the backstab again. And I hope you guys are having a good time with your Elden Ring experiences, as I'm sure most of you are out there running around in a different world, and hope you enjoy it. I will most likely not be playing it, just because it's more Dark Souls, and I'm not interested in Dark Souls, as if you've followed the channel for any amount of time, you know that. And it's nothing against the game or anything, it's just for me. It is not, it's not a game I actually sit down to play to relax or enjoy. And so I hope all of you that do, you actually really do have a good time and you get your money's worth out of it. So it's a little expensive too, so I'm not exactly interested in spending money on that at the moment. So anyways, just me. I know I'm pretty much alone in that, but I'm completely fine with it because I've got Eva and Vayne, and so I'm good to go. Okay, as we go, like I said, we'll go for the physical version first. So we'll do this, we'll go for a drain activator, and then we'll just try and get in here and get as much ichor as we can. And then we'll slap away until Sturdy Body ends, and then we will go for everything else. Okay, this is not ideal starting. Okay. Good. Okay, good. We got all of our ichor here. Okay, let's get some stamina. Okay, nice. Okay, very good. Eo's getting slapped. Let's get in here. Now the Oni Bane does have a very, very, very nice attack pattern on it. And so if you're looking for something that does pretty well with those attack patterns, the Oni Bane does pretty good. And it has a pretty obvious attack pattern in it, and it's pretty nice overall. Whoops, that was a mistake big time. Okay, well, oopsie. Oh, nice. Alright, let's back up here and heal a little bit. So you can see Sturdy Body is... Okay, we're dead. Sturdy Body is exceptional for keeping our health very high during the fight.
Are you feeling alright?
But then when Eva wants to, and she wants to just immediately kill you, she can absolutely do that. So, the successor of the throat. What a fight. What a fight. Okay, so this time, let's start out by going for defensive order and the gifting version instead of running for the physical version. So I'm sure you all know how the physical version plays out, as you saw there. And I'm sure most of you are going for the physical version most of the time anyways. So hopefully Io doesn't kill herself here. Are you heading up here? So the Oni Bane is Yakumo's sword that he runs around with, and it's a very, very good sword. One of the higher end levels of slash damage that you can get on a single weapon. So if you are looking for a very, very, very good weapon, I highly recommend it. And what you do is you give alcohol to Yakumo, whether you give him the boutique sake or the brandy. He likes those quite a bit to try and forget his friends, but that doesn't make any sense because he wants to remember his friends. So I'm not exactly sure why he's, trying to forget when all he's trying to do is like keep pictures around to remember his friends. So it kind of doesn't make sense with his alcoholism. Not exactly sure why they chose to put those together. But whatever, they did, and that's how it is. But yeah, you give him 10 of those alcohol drinks, and then he is happy. He'll give you 50 trading points, and then you can go
Every
for
steel
um,
discovered it's wise to
the
know.
Onibane, and you can do very, very, very well with it. So I highly recommend it. Get yourself 1 or 13 of them for a whole suite of all of the versions. Okay. You can see there the amount of damage that we get here. Whoops. Thanks, Eo. Okay. Good. You can see the iCore version here does pretty well in its own right with doing damage and everything. Okay. Oops, I missed. Okay. Now defensive order is over, so we could go for the physical version now, if we need to, which we do need to. And you can see that it's pretty nice that you have, all those options to go for physical or for a gifting version. Ouch. That hurt. Let's go for some damage here. Here come the blades. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Okay, she's really getting some easy hits here on us, which is not good. There we go. Let's go ahead and heal. All right, now Eo should be okay here. Yeah. Nice. All right, and let's go for a charge attack here. Good. Okay, now Sturdy Body is still active, so we... Oh, wow. I definitely don't want to be going for any kind of Aurora Flash here, but pretty good. And you can see that Aurora Flash does very, very, very well in the first phase there, getting us through her first half of her health bar. Well, yeah, about the first half of her health bar, and then you can switch to the physical version, or you can continue to stay
Thank you.
with the gifting version of this kind of setup. So remember, the Onibane when you're gifting is only your iCore recovery, and then when you're doing physical, it's, obviously your damage and your iCore recovery for Cleansing Light and Tormenting Blast, and these two to keep them up and running. So these four run together, and then when you're doing the other way, it's these five that run together. These five, and then these four. So you kind of have two builds all in one here
It's over.
as you go along, and iCore Focus is obvious for a lot of reasons that it goes well with this, because every time you get focused, you get basically a free Cleansing Light, and that is really, really helpful, because Cleansing Light being 10 iCore is pretty steep to be using along the way, but if you do get a free one here and there, it really, really can make a big difference in your iCore recovery. Or it's two Aurora Flashes if you are playing the gifting version. So kind of neat here that there's two builds kind of in one, all at the same time here, and you have to use them specifically, like these five or these four, because if you start mixing these two, your damage goes down and your gift values go down, so then everything goes down except your defense, which is not really a great trade-off. for all of your offensive power being shut down for these two being simultaneously active. So choose one and then, you know, choose that path and then go with the other one at a different time. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope this made a lot of sense, and we'll see you in the Crypt Spire next. Thanks for watching.